Alright guys, I'm back with another news-related video. This time I am going to be reviewing, or not reviewing, I'm thinking of reviewing. I actually need to get back to doing some reviews on some stores and restaurants. Things have just been crazy lately. I'm going to make a video talking about that. I don't know if I'll get to it today or not because I got to go into... Well, I guess I could make it on my other phone, too. Maybe I can do it later. I don't know. It's going to be kind of dependent. I'm just very busy, but I have to go somewhere later today, and I won't be back till tomorrow, and I'm not going to bring my phone with me because I've been kind of, I've been having problems with the ADD and all that, so... Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see what I'm gonna do. But I do want to make one because I feel like I've been kind of not uploading as much as I've been wanting to. But this kind of qualifies as that because in this video I'll be talking about McDonald's possibly extending their hours and all that. And not just that, I'll talk about. There's another thing I want to talk about with McDonald's, which may piss people off depending on who you're talking to, but it's not I guess it is kind of a frustrating thing, but I don't know, I'll talk about that too because I was gonna make that a separate thing, but something that happened in New York and all that, but so it's not, I don't think it's here, but I'll talk about it anyway. But anywho, if you guys haven't already, remember to subscribe to my channel. If you guys don't like me talking about this stuff and my thoughts on, news-related stuff, I do, reviews. I do, Let's Plays. I do a lot of stuff. So, keep that in mind. And, yeah. So, I guess before I do that, also can't forget, to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And all that way you guys can keep up with later stuff and all that. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Twitter because I feel like I'm not getting any notifications from people on like Instagram, So I don't know. And ones I have been, it's been like porn bots and all that kind of. I freaking cannot stand that, but. I guess that's what it is. I guess that's the internet we live in, porn bots and all that. Because, yeah, I had some of those. I thought they were recommendations for friends, but they were not. They were just phony accounts. So, I'm assuming they're phony. I don't know. I don't care to find out. So, yeah. But I'm going to figure out that stuff. But I am on Instagram at least. So, so there's that. But, without any further ado, let's go ahead and actually talk about this. So McDonald's, once the, one of the most loved, if not maybe the beloved, fast food places of all time. It was basically kind of the Mickey Mouse of fast food, or not Mickey Mouse, the Disney of fast food, Because Walt Disney, and all that, pictures and all that back before, it went to hell, They were once known to be the most popular, or at least one of, I don't know if they were but they were definitely one of the most popular, companies and all that out there that produce movies and shows and all that. McDonald's was the same way. McDonald's was the exact same way. They were like the same way, and all that. They were they were basically, known for being this happy place to take your kids to and all that. They had a neat dining room and all that. Amazing customer service. Their, unique commercials, and then they basically completely went to shit, after a while, it's just like most companies, it's hard for them to keep things going, but unlike most companies, I feel like McDonald's has fallen the most. They have fallen really bad. I guess to be fair, the Wendy's and all that too have kind of fallen, but McDonald's has fucking collapsed. It is just, it is barely, it's barely, even recognizable anymore as a brand. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the other places too, like Wendy's and all, like I mentioned, they remodel their locations and all that, to compete with, modern stuff and all that. But I don't know about Wendy's, but I do know, like, places like Burger King, they at least are, trying to, bring back older people with their logos and all that, and they brought back their 90s, commercials and all that, and a lot of locations still have their play areas and all that in there too. So they're still, they're still kind of around. And McDonald's though is kind of hardly recognizable anymore. A lot of their fast food items on the menu are like barely like there's not really a lot to choose from anymore. But back in the day, you used to be able to get like, they used to be able to go to make fucking McDonald's there and grab like, what was it, like McFlurries. There was like M&M. There was Reese's and all that, and I think there was other ones. And around the holidays, you even had eggnog, like eggnog shakes. But anymore though, you can go get a McFlurry and you can only get like M&Ms. I think you can get Oreo. You can get Oreo, but that's of course that their ice cream machines are working, because a lot of times their machines aren't working. They aren't working at all. So there's that, and you got the other food too, and all. It just really sucks. Like it is literally like. It's literally not the same thing it once was, and all that. I mean, yeah, they have some food that's still there, but a lot of it is like, it's like shit now and all that, and like I mentioned, they don't have any mascots anymore. Their commercials are gone too. I mean, they're bringing back the characters sometimes, but like only a limited time. I'm like, why not bring back the damn characters all the fucking time? Like, why can't you just keep them there? Why can't you do that? Like, why can't you put them in a damn restaurant and all that, Like, back in the day, you used to have, like you had a Ronald McDonald, like, bench you could sit on, take photos with it, It was cool. And then they had, then a lot of them had, characters on the walls, or seats and all that. I mean, not all of them did. Some of the locations where I was at did not have it, but a lot of them did have at least Ronald McDonald on a bench and all that. So it was kind of cool and all that. Now it's just you're gonna be even lucky to even find any of those anymore. It's very hard. It is very hard to come across these. It's getting harder and harder, and that's the problem. Because they keep doing these stupid decisions, they're driving people away, and because they're driving people away, restaurants are getting emptier. Yeah, they're becoming emptier. So they're just becoming emptier. Because people are just not happy with what they've been doing with the restaurant. Like I said, they were once well known to be one of the best fast food places, if not the best, and now they're like any other corporation. Their greed and all that has drove them into the ground. And that's kind of the problem here. And what they're trying to do here, where I'm going with all of this, is they're trying to bring back customers, but I feel like again they're scamming people is what it feels like. They're bringing back it feels like a scam. Like I said, they're bringing back the characters like Birdie and the hamburger and all that, as merchandise and all for adults and all that for a limited time, They are doing it a limited time. I mean, they're starting to bring them back in commercials, but they're still not in there much, and that's the problem. They used to be in there all the time. And now you can and that's the problem. And I hate that they do this shit. They keep doing this limited time shit. And I'm just just fucking make this shit permanent again. Make it permanent. Make these characters, back part of McDonald's again, I mean, apparently they're talking about, maybe they're not trying to appeal to kids anymore, but I'm they're doing this shit with, the adult Happy Meals and all that. So why the hell can't they fucking just, I don't know, just like bring it back for the kids too, like, it's just annoying. Like, it is annoying, if they do all this stuff. But it is annoying, and that's kind of the thing too with the, apparently their mint shake, which I forgot what it's called. I think it's called, Shermock shake or whatever the heck it is. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That was also a limited time, and that was really good. It's a limited time too, so it's just like, it's just not even worth it either, and just like, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm serious. I'm just getting to the point where I am just so sick of this, and all that, and, where I'm kind of going with this video is, like, they're trying to do some stuff, like, they're trying to, apparently open their restaurants up there. There's talk, I know I'm kind of talking about, like, sounds like I'm going all over the place, but, like, I'm just kind of talking about kind of their decline and all that, but, they're trying desperately to, like, bring back their customers because, now it sounds like they might be opening their restaurants up 24 hours again. Yeah, that's actually a pretty big thing they're gonna do, which honestly, I'm just like, I feel like it would be nice to have fast food or restaurants in general be open 24 hours again. Now, I think COVID really screwed this up. COVID really screwed a lot of that up because a lot of these businesses lost money and all that, because, when the state shut down, a lot of these restaurants were forced to be, closed. And not just restaurants, stores, too. And some states were closed longer than others. Like California, I think California was closed, I believe, for like 9 months, I think, before they opened it back up. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I heard. So a lot of these, places have, are struggling and cannot afford to really hire new people. That's kind of how I've noticed with, I think, Dollar General is the same way. Like, Dollar General is like, doesn't have a lot of employees there anymore either. They just have like a couple, and then that's about it. They have like somebody, I think, who stocks the shelf, the manager, and then somebody who runs the front. But there's not really enough people to hire, to clean the floors and all that. So a lot of these places are looking disgusting and all that. And they probably should just like, I don't know. Oops, sorry, I almost dropped my phone there. They should probably do that on their own time or something, or hire, or make a robot vacuum cleaner, which personally I think they'd probably be better off just, having an actual person doing it so they have a paid employee there. But if they can't keep up with that stuff, they'd probably be better off doing that. But McDonald's, though, I noticed they're not like all that disgusting. There has been reports, so some of them are disgusting, but I don't feel like they're as disgusting, but like I said, I think their problem is they, like I said, they're declining because it's costing more to go out to eat, and, they don't have, like I said, their dining rooms are just boring now, like any other restaurant. They feel all identical and not really, unique in their own way, McDonald's, once was known for having their little French fry groups and all that, which are iconic to them, and now they're just all boring, boxes, and all of that, and it's just kind of the thing, though. And not all. I want to clarify, not all fast food places are doing this. Some of them are actually keeping their slanted roofs. Like, if you go to, like, a Taco Bell, or, some Taco Bells and some Pizza Huts, I guess, are making theirs boxes, but a lot of them are, adding, actual, they still have, the actual slanted roofs on when they remodel them and all that. So at least they're trying to keep them there, but a lot of these other places feel like they're kind of just, like Wendy's and Hardee's and, And I don't know much about Hardee's. I mean, Hardee's, I guess a lot of them are changing their design up a little bit, but like, I do know like we got Wendy's and Wendy's and McDonald's and Burger King and even Dairy Queen. They're all their buildings are kind of looking identical and very boring. Where like back in the day, like said Burger King would have their fancy blue roofs, and McDonald's would have their red roofs with their little French fry gutters and all that on them, and then like and all that. And it's just like I said, I feel like opening these places up. I mean, like McDonald's opening up their restaurants for like 24 hours. You would think that would be enough to help them out, but I think it's only gonna help a little bit. It's gonna help a little bit, and then like once other places like start doing what McDonald's is doing, I think it's gonna go right back to declining. They need to go and remodel all these McDonald's again and bring back the classic look. They need to do that because that's hurting their business. It is hurting their business bad. Well, that and then some of the other stupid decisions they're making, like they're making a lot of their crap like a limited time, and they also have a lot of shitty employees working at these McDonald's. Not all of them, but a lot of them people are reporting, rude and disrespectful employees, and they don't do a damn thing about it and all that. And well, it's like that a lot of corporations, but McDonald's mainly, I've been hearing about a lot of problems with that. Hell, the one in Fulton, like the employees are like cussing at each other, yelling at each other in the back, and I'm like there's kids in there, Yeah, I cuss in my videos, but my videos are also not made for the kids and all that either, and and that's the problem. I'm like you're bringing kids to these restaurants and all, and then you have people cussing in the background. That's not very good. That's not good at all. That's bad. That's very bad, And if you put reviews on there, the higher ups don't do anything about it. Now, speaking of higher ups, I want to clarify that McDonald's, them remodeling their locations has nothing to do with it's nothing to do with the employees. That's what the higher ups do. There's been talk where some people have tried desperately to keep the classic looks of their restaurants. They've been trying desperately to do it. I don't know if they want to do it. They probably could bribe McDonald's a bunch of cash and just to keep a location the way it is, But I don't know. I think that happened in Kansas, in Kansas City. I think it's Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas. There's actually a McDonald's location that's an old school, and I showcased it. I'm very pissed that they remodeled it because it was the whole point of it. It was a tourist attraction. It had a bunch of paintings on it anymore. Now it's just boring and gray and ugly inside. They did keep the arches on the top, but I think it's because I think the employees probably are the people who ran that one was trying to persuade them of keeping it that way. So at least they were able to, I guess, keep the arches so they look a little bit different, because that's how McDonald's used to be there. They used to have before they had the red roofs, they had the arches. But unfortunately, they remodeled that one, a couple years ago before COVID hit. They remodeled it, or I think it was either before COVID or afterwards. I can't remember, but they remodeled it though and got rid of one of the characters it sucked. It was just terrible what they did that. I don't know why the hell they did that. That's why you're again declining. And like I said, the whole point of them trying to make them 24 hours, which it's a good thing to do because if people are driving by and they can go to these food and they see McDonald's here and it's open 24 hours, people are gonna go to it. But the problem is though, if other restaurants start doing this too, then you're basically you're screwed. You're screwed because you're not going to be able to keep everything open here, because people are just going to go somewhere else. That's the problem. And that's the thing, though. They like I said, they need to go and remodel. They need to remodel all these locations and and kind of bring back the classic look. I mean, if they want to, they could keep a couple maybe like this, but like a majority of the people don't like this. I know some people do, that's why I said they could keep a few, but they don't need to remodel every one of them to look like this, because it's taking away, people's attention to these buildings, and then not only they need to do that, but they need to go through and I think they need to do a staff check and because compared to other fast food places, McDonald's, I've been noticing seem to have more problems with the staff and all that. Not saying that everybody working at McDonald's is bad, but a lot of them, especially in my area, the staff are not that great. I could tell you for a fact, because I was at even one in Jeff on the Boulevard. This is over across the street by a Dollar General. My stepdad used to work there, He used to work at this McDonald's, and that was what introduced me to 20-piece nugget. I didn't even know there was a 20-piece nugget, but apparently there is. He introduced me to a 20-piece nugget, and there was a 20-piece nugget at this McDonald's, and it was pretty cool and all that, but it really went downhill too, and there's a lady in there. Apparently a lady got, I think, a wrong order or something, or I don't know what was happening, but she was kind of pissed at this worker here. And I mean normally I said, well sometimes I said the customers can be pissy to the actual employees for making a simple mistake, because that happens, but it wasn't the lady, it was the one in the front, or not the front, the back there and all that was pissed off at her. And actually, technically, to be fair though, it wasn't actually getting the order wrong. I remember now, apparently she got charged too much, and then the gal got all pissed off at her and all that. And hell, I was about ready to leave with Delaney to go to a different one, because there's another one on the Boulevard too. This one's way down there. It's over by a Texas Roadhouse. Which, by the way, Texas Roadhouse is probably going to take a lot of these these customers too, because again, people are that's the thing, that people are or a lot of these restaurants too are talking about people too in general are talking about fast food's costing too much money. Well, Texas Roadhouse, for example, is fucking packed. There's tons of people there, and Steak and Shake too. I've been to a Steak and Shake in Jeff, and yeah, they're declining a little bit. I still see more people going to a Steak and Shake than a Burger King or McDonald's anymore. And actually, Burger King, I think I've seen more people even go to Burger King over McDonald's. So I don't know. Clearly there's something going on, but I said Burger King. I'm not defending Burger King because they also are declining too, but I still don't think they're declining as bad as McDonald's, because I've seen a lot of them remodel Burger Kings too, and a lot of them keep their play areas in there, their color play areas, or actually, I've noticed, I want to point this out, because I didn't bring this up yet. I was looking on Google Maps, because I'm actually trying to keep an eye out for a 90s Burger King, or an early 2000s one with a blue roof, because growing up, I wasn't really around a lot of Blue Roof Burger Kings until I got to Hannibal. I guess I did have one in Columbia, so I don't know if I've recorded that one or not, but I'm trying to keep an eye out for one. There's actually quite a few of them still in Missouri, and and all that. But when I was looking on there, I saw some of them remodeled their locations, so that their roofs and all that have they're not a silver color, but they still have their slanted roofs, so they don't look like at least their roofs have a bit more effort put into them, even though it's kind of colorless. But that's kind of the thing too, and that's the thing with McDonald's and all. To McDonald's, some of their locations, not all of them that have been remodeled are bad, but a good chunk of them are, and that's kind of the problem. A good chunk of them have been remodeled and kind of just look like a Starbucks or something. They look way too identical. But not all of them do. The one in the one in Fulton, I talked about how bad. I mean, that one is bad. 'Cause I said the employees there are constantly running their mouth and all at each other. But yeah, they have like a McDonald's location. Well, they have they have like what you see in this image here. You see like the yellow and all that, and a little strip on there. Some locations do have that. But a good chunk of them have, again, they just look like simple boxes. They don't really look unique. They kind of look like, a lot of Burger Kings. Some of them, like I said, some of them have been remodeled. Some of the Burger Kings that have been remodeled, have kept their, older looks. But, a lot of them have either shut them down and moved somewhere else, or they've, remodeled the ones they were in, Actually, the ones in Jeff I went to, those ones were actually, the one in the other one on the Boulevard. It actually closed. They closed that one down. It got closed down years ago. But it closed down before. I don't know if they were because they actually opened another one up on the other side of town. But I think that one was more so. Well, that Burger King location opened up when the other one was still there. So I think I don't think that's why it closed. I think it just didn't do very well after a while. But they basically did make more simple designs and some of them. But that's the thing though. Some of them have been remodeled and still have the look. McDonald's has a few too, but very rarely. But yeah, I keep talking about the design of these buildings and all, but that's like I said, a lot of them are kind of getting taken away by the way they look, and that's kind of the thing though. That's kind of the whole 24 hours I think is coming in too. I think that they're desperate. They need more. They want more money, and because not a lot of fast food places or places in general anymore are open 24 hours, except for Denny's. I don't know if IHOP is open 24 hours, but I know Denny's is definitely open 24 hours. They're open 24 hours and all that. But that's the thing though. Once they open that up, what if other places do it too? That's what I'm saying. They can do that. And I think it's a good idea, but what happens again if, other places do it too? They're gonna probably run into other problems, because like I said, they need to remodel their locations. But enough about the 24 hours thing and relocation things. I want to actually talk about this briefly here as well. This is actually an older one here. This has been going around for a while. So I was talking about New York as well, because I was talking about, now I don't know if it's like this in other states too, but there's some parts of that are apparently not allowing people older than teens to go to McDonald's anymore, because there was some problems. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't think it was a shootout or anything, but teenagers kind of trashed the joint and all that. And so because apparently so many people are doing that, I guess they decided to raise the age up a little bit, which I'm just I was that's just stupid. It's stupid. Why are they doing that? Why are they raising the age up? I get they don't want people to vandalize their building, but I'm where the hell are the managers? Just kick their asses out or ban them from the restaurant. You can't just do that, because I'm even older people act like child sometimes. I've seen those videos, I've seen some of those videos where people will play horrible pranks on people and all that. I'm not kidding. There are literally people on YouTube that do that shit, and you can kind of tell. You can tell if they're faking, if people are faking their reactions or not. But these people are not faking it. But I've seen people jump into people's cards and all that, and those people can get banned and all that. But that's the thing though, you can't just raise the age limit up, and all that, because it doesn't make much sense. It's kind of like when they removed Ronald McDonald, they removed it because of an incident that happened with clowns and all that back, I think in 2016 they removed it. And I'm just I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense, like, why they, like, again, because, I mean, I get, you know, they don't want to, like, they want to protect their brand and their property, but, like, doing this kind of stuff, again, it's also taking away people's, like, ability to want to go to these places, you know? And that's the thing, too, like, will people even care? I mean, I think some people do, but I'm like, there's like so many other places to go out there that's better as a teen hangout. Hell, you can go to the damn mall. Go to the fucking mall and hang out there, you know? Like, you can go to the mall and all that. I know a lot of them are shutting down, but there's still a bunch of malls out there. You could probably go there and hang out. Even in New York, you could go to there. And actually, ironically, I do want to point this out. Sorry to point this out here. I know I keep talking about the McDonald's locations and they're remodeling and all that, but I want to point this out. As for right now, I believe there's still a 90s themed McDonald's in New York. That's I think it's in New York City. So keep that in mind. And if you guys want to record it, I guess you guys can do that. Be aware though that I guess that people get very sensitive about that stuff. So just if you're gonna record it, just be careful because I gotta get sensitive about it. I personally don't give a shit. I do it because I'm like, if they're gonna remodel something, I don't give a shit because I'm like, I want to keep it the way it is. And Google keeps updating their imagery and all that, so I'm like, why not keep it, you know, and all that. But yeah, I figured to point that out for you guys just because you know, because I thought that was kind of cool and all that. And another thing I actually they've been wanting to point out too about I know I can't literally keep talking about the remodel vacations, but like I said, it's kind of like, I guess kind of goes into the whole Ronald McDonald thing I wanted to point out. So, ironically too, his last commercial appearance was about him bringing color to like he was bringing color to this. I think it was his last appearance. I could be wrong, but like he was bringing color. Like, there was like a song, and he was bringing color to a town and all that. It's very ironic because at that time that's when they started like getting rid of a lot of the color. I mean, they were already remodeling a lot of locations, but they still had a bunch of color. So I thought that was kind of ironic too. But yeah, I remember that commercial with Ronald McDonald in it because I played it quite a bit before they removed him. You know, so yeah, I just found that kind of weird. But back on topic though. I do want to state though, yeah, the whole thing about, you know, staying open 24. I mean, well, not staying open. Well, I already talked about the 24-hour thing. I meant to say the whole like banning, you know, underage people into a fucking McDonald's. Yeah, I think I'm just like, that's just stupid to me. That's just stupid. I'm like, yeah, I get people make poor decisions, but like I mentioned, there are adults that do the exact same shit, you know. So like, are you gonna ban everybody from McDonald's? You're gonna ban everybody? Is nobody gonna be allowed to go inside of McDonald's? You know, it's just stupid. You know, it's stupid, and that's the thing though. It's just stupid. Hell, I even go on YouTube and I see people. This one's not as cryptic, but it still can be kind of a bit. Well, I mean, cryptic I think means dangerous, but like. More so, like, well, not really dangerous, but it can be, like, frustrating, you know, like, people staying overnight at these McDonald's locations. I've seen that on YouTube. I've seen people do it at the world's biggest McDonald's. People, which, by the way, is a different one, because they actually had, another one right next door to it, and they, you know, tore that one down. At least they've put effort into that, the newer one, but I just don't see the point of them tearing down another location and doing that. They did that in Kansas City too. Like, I was gonna go to this McDonald's location with like it had like a special roof on it. It was like it had like a goldish orange color. Like, I guess it was more orange, but it had like a little bit. I've seen some locations of it, but most of them are red. But there are those odd color ones. I saw that. They apparently demolished it a few weeks ago, so I can't go to that one. But they're apparently going to build one, I think, right next door to it, which doesn't surprise me. But I was thinking maybe they might remodel that location, but then I heard like people saying like, Well, I heard it was by people. I mean, one person on the review said they were gonna, they were gonna build another one and all that. So I guess that means they were gonna tear that one down, and that's exactly what they did. And it looks like they're gonna build one right next door to it because there's a fence around it. So I think they're just gonna build one right next door to it. Kind of weird, but I don't know. I wanted to point that out too. I did showcase that on my videos, but yeah, I don't know. But that's the thing too. Like I said, the whole 24-hour stay at a McDonald's too, and I mean, like I said, people do that all the time. And I mean, I guess they're gonna be open 24 hours. Are people gonna be able to do that anymore? I don't know. I think it was just certain locations though that were open 24 hours. So I think a lot of the play area locations were open 24 hours. I think because they probably had to clean they had to have time to clean the places up, maybe because there's play areas and all that. So that might be why. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah. I mean, they were open I think till midnight, 11 or midnight a lot of times. And then these ones were open, a lot of these, smaller locations were open 24 hours or very close to it, I think they had sometimes they'd have a couple hours where they would stay closed so they could probably clean up and all that, but for the most part, they would be open for mostly 24 hours, so. But that's going to be kind of interesting to see. I mean, I kind of like that people are starting to do this, but I mean, I don't know, if you'll be able to bring your family to these restaurants. Are you going to be able to bring your family to them if they won't, underage kids in there? But like I said, I think, I've talked about at the beginning of the video, I think they're only doing this in, some locations, but, if they start doing this everywhere, that's going to be a fucking stupid decision under them. That'll be another dumb decision under the McDonald's company, on top of all the other stupid shit that they do. There actually is one more thing I do want to talk about before I let this go, and something else stupid they did, which I don't know. I mean, it could have been just a celebration thing for the Shamrock Shake, but I think in that now they're making you they're putting ice cream and not plastic anymore. They're putting it in these paper cup things, and I'm just if they're gonna do that, then I'm not gonna get a fucking McFlurry from them anymore. I'll go to somewhere else and get one. I can go to Sonic and get one or something, or a Steak and Shake. I mean, I guess a Steak and Shake is not as common as a McDonald's or a Sonic, but I'd rather go to them and get one than have a paper cup that can easily melt. Because I had that happen. Actually, I think I showed it off on my channel. I don't know if I uploaded the video or not. Because things were very crazy, but they did that. Again, it's this whole environmental bullshit is what they keep trying to pull. They keep trying to pull this environmental bullshit, but I'm that's kind of why I wanted. That's why I brought up the whole them tearing down the Kansas City McDonald's and then building one right next door to it, because I'm again, you want to bitch about, oh, we need to save the environment and all that. Well, then why are you tearing down a perfectly good building and fucking building one right next to it, I'm I mean, it's bad enough. I mean, the thing is, like I said, if they want to remodel it, that's fine. I mean, I don't really like that they need to remodel all of them. You could keep some of them for tourist attractions, but when you tear down a perfectly good building and build one that's worse, right next door, that's just sad. Like I said, they did that in Florida too. They did that in Texas at one of their locations. I think it was actually the animal one that they did. I was trying to figure out, there was one that they didn't do it with, but then there was one that they did. Apparently Texas actually had more than two unique McDonald's locations. They also had you know how if you go to Mexico, it's not Mexico, is it? I think it's Arizona, Arizona or Mexico, I'm pretty sure it's Arizona. There's a UFO looking McDonald's. Well, apparently there was a whole outer space themed one in Texas as well. It's gone too. That one, I think, though, has been gone for years. I tried to look up some videos for it. I couldn't find as many. I found some shorts, but not as much. I'm sure there's probably some on YouTube, but like again, YouTube's being well, Google in general is being stubborn, and I can't really look up stuff much as I used to without having some problems. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I just think it's kind of interesting too. Texas was the one that had a bunch of them, but yeah, they did tear one down over there and moved one right next door too, you know. So like I said, I mean the whole like it's saving the environmental stuff, it's replacing your unique stuff. Even their like McDonald's spoons I thought were really cool. They weren't like super fancy. I actually have some. I have some McDonald's spoons that are pretty fancy. I might show off in the future. But I have some of those, and I said because they were. I was keeping them in general because I thought they were kind of cool, and then like I heard they were getting rid of them because of environmental stuff. And I was just looking at it, I'm like, that's just stupid. Like I think it's just an excuse for them to be cheaper too, because they're being cheaper and all that. But I'm like, but then again, they're like going and doing this and remodeling. They're putting all this money into remodeling all these locations by like again tearing down perfectly good ones and putting them next door. So I don't know. I mean, and that's the thing though. That's the whole environmental thing too. So the shit doesn't make sense anyway. And some of them are probably in bad shape. But I've seen a lot of people do videos on some of these locations, even the ones in Texas. Well, I haven't like looked much into it, but like I've seen some inside photos of it. It doesn't look that bad. And all that, and when they do this kind of stuff, it just kind of again takes away, the vibe of it, But I don't know, but yeah, I don't like that they're replacing. I said like plastic, plastic cups for like ice cream and all that with these cheap fucking like paper things, which look cool, but like. They melt like so easily, especially in the summer when it gets hot. They're gonna melt like crazy before you even get to eat them, especially if you're getting them to go. I'm like, that's kind of what happened. I got it to go and all that. I did go to this shitty location in Fulton, so possibly if I'd gone somewhere else, maybe it would have been different, but I don't know. I'm just like I said, I just hate how cheap they're getting it off, but hopefully, because they're they're trying to like bring back older characters, and then they're also trying to like open 24 hours. Hopefully, McDonald's will go back to like maybe they'll remodel their locations again and make them fun again for people. So families can have fun with their kids and all that. Have parties there again. Like they used to. You can even have characters dressing up, or people dressing up as characters and having them go to your table. Because apparently they did that with Ron McDonald. They would have him, in there and all that. So, but I don't know. But I'm gonna probably go ahead and actually let things go from here. I know this video was a lot longer. Actually, I was thinking it was gonna be shorter, but I spent a lot of time talking about the remodifications of the restaurants and all that, and then kind of the stupid decisions they've been making throughout history. But I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm kind of going a bit overboard talking about this stuff. Like, but there's just so much problems with a restaurant when it's like right in front of your face and you still can't figure that out and all that. It's just ridiculous. But I don't know. But we'll see what happens here and all that. But anywho, see you all later. Bye-bye.